Hello everyone. Welcome to my part 2 of the client side series of ServiceNow, where I will be exploring all the all the aspects of UI policies, client scripts, and all the client side APIs of ServiceNow. So today is the day 2 and part 2 series of the UI policies. Hope you have watched my part 1 of the video, which I will be pasted in that link in the description of this channel, description on this video. So today we will be exploring one of the important part, like which is also known as this inherit. So all the three parts, which is global, onload, and reversive faults, is being covered in my part one of this UI policy series, or the part one of the video, which I have created a playlist for that, a separate playlist which you can view on my channel as well. So now what about this inherit key and why we use this inherit? Now to demonstrate this inherit, let me first show you that what I did, like what are the configurations I made. I created one child table, student event child table, that extend the student event registration system table. Now what does it mean? That whenever I want it, so it means that all the student event registration system fields will be automatically be populated in the student event child table. It means that all the fields within student event child registration system will also get inherited to student event child table as well. So event child table will inherit those fields because this is a child table. Okay, so now it means that whenever I want that this UI policy, this condition to work on my child table as well, which is this is the child table, which is student event registration table, which is a child of student event registration system table. Then I will be clicking on this inherit button. So as of now, if I just go to my student event registration system table and I click my state change to resolved, I can see the resolution information code and resolution note is getting mandatory here. But when I go to student event child table, when I just make change to resolve, I cannot see the mandatory over here. So to making that as a mandatory, like so that the I want that UI policy to work on my child table set as well, not only on the parent table, which is student event registration system. I will make it inherited as true, and let me save the form. Once I did all of these things, it means that this UI policy will get propagated into the child tables as well. So it will be used in the child table as well. So if I just go to let me reload this form, student event registration table, and let me reload the child table as well. Now, if I just go to student event registration, I made the change to resolve. I can see the resolution code and resolution code is getting mandatory. If I just make the resolution state to change to resolve, I can see the resolution code and resolution note is getting mandatory even in the child table as well. So this is the purpose of this inherit keyword. And this is the most important, um, you know, field or the most important property that, this might ask in the interviews as well. Please keep a note of it. Okay. So now I want you to also cover some of the so we do have covered all this property global, on load, reversive, false, and inherit. But I want to cover the other property, not other properties, but few use cases as well. So which I will be demonstrating you in this video. And once I will be covering those use cases, we will be moving to other advanced topic as well. Okay, so on this form, let's focus on the parent form. Let me let me cancel. Let me cut this as well. Let me move. I don't need this. So the requirement here is that, which is the second requirement, make on hold reason. So we do have, let's see, do we have any on hold? Okay, so let me create one field over here. Okay, let me try to create one field, configure, form layout. Let me go to back over here. Not now. Now I will bring my one field on the form, which is on hold reason. This will be a normal text field. I want that. And I will add this string field into the form. This will be, and I will move it below the below state. Okay. And let me save the form. So I have this on hold reason. Whenever I change my state to on hold, I want that this on hold reason to be visible, one, and second, this on hold reason to be true. So these two I want. Okay. So I will, so for this, I will create a new UI policy. It's taking quite a time. The instance is slow nowadays because there is few issues with the personal instance. I guess ServiceNow has uh, uh, passed to few communications to all the devs. But yeah, okay. So now we have our UI policy page got loaded. I will make as make make on hold reason visible and mandatory. May always make sure this short description should be meaningful. Okay, this is what you have to make sure. Make sure mandatory when state is on hold. Okay, now I will go again. We have discussed about these properties and let me save the form. Cool. Okay, now I have got this UI policy actions. I will click on new. I will select the on hold reason. On hold reason, and I will make the visibility to true, mandatory to true, and I will click on submit. And once I submitted the form, and let me reload the form now. Once I submitted this UI policy, I will go over here. Uh, Let me see. Okay, I forgot to add the conditions over here. Okay, state is on hold. Okay, my bad. Okay, so we do need the condition to make this UI policy work, UI policy action work. And let me, inherit this UI policy action on my child table as well. Let me click on inherit checkbox and let me open my student event. So, student event registration. I had one child table which I had created. Let me go to, okay. Uh, okay, now let me, let me refresh this window. Okay, now my state is in new state. If I make it to on hold, I can see my on hold reason is mandatory and it is visible. And if I just make it to in progress, I cannot see that. If I make it to closed, I cannot see that. If I just make it to resolved, I cannot see that. If I just make it to, on hold, I can see the on hold reason. And let us see that whether because we had made that inherit um, checkbox as true, it means that it should be also reflected in our child table as well. Let me go to tables. Uh, Over here, let me, this is the tables, and I can see the student child table. This is the one. And let me go open show form from here. Over here, this button I need to click this UI related link. And if I just make state to on hold, why it is not working? Let me go into the configure UI policies, leave. So just go to make on hold reservation mandatory. Did we had that inherit checkbox as true or not? Let's check that. So this is inherit is true. Okay, so do we have this way? Let me just right click, configure not form builder. Let me do right click, configure form design. Let me try to bring that on hold field on the form here. Maybe because of which we cannot see that. Maybe let me see. So we have got on hold reason. It's not on the form. So I will bring below state and I will save the form. Let me refresh this form now. So if I just move my state to on hold, so now I can see the on hold reason on my child table as well. So if I just remove this checkbox, inherit checkbox, and if I just save the form, so you have to make sure that the field is on the form. Okay, so form view. So that is the main important thing that we need to keep an account of. Okay, so if I just now refresh it again, okay, now if I just make my state to on hold, so on the parent table it is showing on hold reason, but on the child table, if I make the change state to on hold, I can, so the on hold reason is still there. There is not any control of visibility of or mandatory. So it's just still there, right? You cannot see the mandatory because we just tag it on the form. That's why we can see the on hold reason. Okay. And if I just make it to inherit as checkbox as 2 again, and if I just try to refresh it, let me reload this as well. The parent and child forms. Now, if I just make state to on hold, now I can see the on hold reason. If I just make it to revert the changes, I cannot see that. Similarly on the parent table as well. Okay. So stay tuned. This is my part 2 of the video. So I will be coming up few more requirement real world use cases or real time requirement which you might be getting into your projects in my next upcoming series. So stay tuned to my channel. Please subscribe, like, and share the video so that it reaches to the right audience and so that everyone could get to understand like what these ServiceNow concepts are. Thank you. Thank you so much. We see you in the next video. Thank you.